Hello my friends and welcome to our Let's React Homestuck, the animated pilot created by Andrew Hussey and produced by Spindleroo. My name is the FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today, instead of continuing on with our Homestuck playthrough, which we're about 90 hours in, 6,000 pages ongoing, a lot of stuff happening in Act 6, Act 3, I think we're in it. Yeah, there's a lot of acts. This came to my attention, where apparently they're making an animated version of Homestuck. Now, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure Homestuck ended 10 years ago. And I was surprised to see this being made. Now, I do know that thanks to our wonderful, amazing people on our Discord community, that there has been some controversy over Homestuck just recently, where there's some issues with copyrights and the ownership of Homestuck. I don't know the full story. I don't want to tell you anything that I don't know for sure. So instead of doing that, let me just say thank you to the people who put together the Homestuck unofficial collection, or the unofficial Homestuck collection. And I want to say thank you to the developers Bambosh, Giovanni H, the archivist Nick Link, Quasar Nebula, Wheels, Mr. Cheese, Mockin, and Hadrian for making the collection's logo. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people involved with this, including all the people who made the music for the game, which obviously the music is phenomenal in Homestuck. So I do want to say thank you to all of those hard-working individuals who make the unofficial Homestuck collection happen. I hope that everything goes right with you, and you can make sure you get the recognition you deserve for making an amazing version of Homestuck that can be read today. And with that said, like I said, I'm not sure of the complete story, but I do want to react to this video, and I do want to talk about it just a little bit. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the Homestuck Animated Pilot, the official trailer. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day today. So the trailer that we're watching, I am watching it from James Zero, Jamez with a 0 with a dash through it. I was given this link online to go to by our wonderful friend Shoes. A lot of the information I know of is thanks to Osam and Sunfire. So thank you for helping me out to understand the situation as best I can. As far as the animated pilot goes, I will have a link to James O's video in the description below. So if you want to go to it, check it out, feel free to do so.
Happy birthday, bro! Did the beta come yet?
I think it arrived, but my dad probably has it. I've been trying to avoid him, as you can well imagine.
John, you're not wearing one of your silly disguises, are you? It would be a shame to make a fool of yourself in front of a gentleman such as your father.
Look in the sky, numbnuts!
What's that?
Yeah, if you're new to my Let's React, I try to let it play through the first time in its entirely. That way we can check it out before diving into maybe the individual scenes. I do want to say that apparently they released a voice cast, which was John Egbert as Toby Fox, Rosa Lalonde being played by Chiarmi Lay, Jade Harley, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, Dave Strider, Adam MacArthur, Karkat Vantas, Brandon Winkler. One of the things we notice is Karkat here wasn't in the early version of Homestuck. So there's a question of how long this series goes, considering the time that Carcat was there. It looks like he's just in the communication, not actually front and center. I would imagine that would be the next part of the animation.
Happy birthday, bro! Did the beta come yet?
I think it arrived, but my dad probably has it. I've been trying to avoid him, as you can well imagine.
So I love the animation. It looks great. The voice is great. I really love the animation. It looks super slick. I always thought the images and everything in the comics were really well done. Although it was kind of weird to have some of the animation differ as you go through, where, oh, well, first John looks like this, and then looks like this, and then looks like this. And it's really weird to see all the different styles of some of the characters. But I think it looks great. He looks amazing.
John, you're not wearing one of your silly disguises, are you? It would be a shame to
And so we have the meteors coming down.
make a fool of yourself in front of a gentleman such as your father.
Look in the sky, numbnuts!
The meteors, of course, falling.
What's that?
The strife. I like how it says strife on there. That's a cool touch. And here we have Carcat and the Lucis looking off. I don't think he has a voice in here. It's just interesting how they would show Carcat so prominently in this picture. I think it's more to try to gain hype for it more than anything else, but I don't see Carcat being a major player in early Homestuck. Especially if I believe that this animated series is going to be a true retelling of Homestuck. So it's not going to be, oh, we're just going to take parts and throw out other parts and do other things. I know you're probably not going to retell all how many of our pages this comic is. So there's probably going to be some stuff left aside. But I don't think they're going to just rush ahead or take a character who wasn't there for a long time and then put him at the beginning of the story. That's just my thoughts. If this is done with the voice acting of Toby Fox, I can only imagine that this would be a faithful retelling of the story, or why else would he be involved in the retelling of the story? Very interesting picture. I'm trying to remember where this is. I like the colors on the hand. Going through the wall, and you see some characters in the background. And here we have Andrew Hussey with all the paintings everywhere looking over. He's not breaking the fourth wall here, is he? Well, I think he's looking on. And of course, this was done at, I believe, Spindlerue's tech conference. So the voices here in the background are people reacting to this announcement. And based on what I hear people excited for it. Now, when I looked on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, the reaction was not 100% positive. I will say there's some people who are very angry at this, partly because of what's happened recently with DMCA takedown. Some people are like, well, if you don't have certain characters do certain offensive things, then it's not the same. Some are really excited. Alexis here. It says parody account though. It says this will be so fun, I can't wait for it, with a GIF of John dancing. But it does say parody account, so I'm unsure. Is this a happy thing, or is this just parodying that, the idea? Some people say, hey, glad it's getting animated finally by Social Plug. Kitty, we can't wait. John Egbert, where's the premiere? Daffy Duck, wow, great move forward. BP, so cool. Well, I didn't know they were still a thing and trying to stay relevant. Conquer, WTF. Some people don't know what this means. Like, Rimsha is like, what does this mean? Trenchy's, what anime is this? Colby, always told myself to not read the comic, but why does this low-key look awesome? So yeah, some positive things. Ilya, nobody wants this. So yeah. Dot, so I'm on the same timeline where Homestuck Animated Series is a thing. That's a great line. Looks far better than original by Officer Electro. Default name, so this is why they nuked the last site that lets you read the story. Yeah, so there are people who are a little bit miffed. Max Mario, we will not be watching. Silent.jpg, Hussey defeat the archive for this. Telling Hussey to go F himself. Sam Humphreys, this is why Hussey shut down that fan archive. Kyra actually seems way too over the top for that early in the story. I'm wondering that the anime version might lose the essence of the original. I think that's a proper worry there. I think that's a proper worry. You know, whenever you adapt something, do you still have the original soul of the thing you're adapting? And how much do you change from the source material to the new material? And I think that right there, Kyra Jamala, I think you at Flash of Sonic, I think that's the best take that I've seen based on, you know, a couple of Twitter that I read, because that would be my concern. I am someone who's a purist. When you adapt something, I want to see it adapted the right way. Ender's Game is one of my favorite books, and the movie is not the book, because they only have a certain amount of time to tell a story, and even though they try to tell the story, it fails. Still not a bad movie per se, but it's nowhere near the book. Not even close to the book. Like, if the book is a 10, the Ender's Game movie is like a 3. I still kind of enjoy the movie because I know what's going on, but if you don't know what's going on from the book, the movie's not very good. Then you have, you know, Game of Thrones, which followed the books really well, and then once they ran out of books, it kind of went off a cliff. So how faithful are you in adapting these things? How much time do you have to adapt this? This is what I want to know. When I think about Homestuck the Animated Pilot, is this going to be 100 episodes? Or is this going to be like 1 2-hour movie? And if it's a 2-hour movie, it's not going to be very good overall, because, well, I mean, it could still be good. It's just, it's impossible to tell the story in 2 hours. Like, seriously, that just isn't a thing that could happen. Normal behavior. The fact that this was announced a few days after the official Homestuck collection was closing down is so effing funny. Tyler James is distracted from the recent developments between Andrew and the unofficial Homestuck collection, but I'll be danged if this ain't peak. Yeah, so here's someone who's like, yeah, there's some shady stuff going down around, but this still looks pretty cool. Fair. Let's see. Zero. OMFG, bro, we are so back. Cool. Male character defender. Can I just say, in my years of living, I never got into Homestuck fandom. I'm also really not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, I know that feeling. I never got into Homestuck fandom, and I don't know if I'm really a part of the fandom. I haven't been involved in the community really because I don't want to spoil the game, and I'm afraid if I go into the community, I'm gonna get the game spoiled. So I definitely want to at least finish the story before I look into anything online about it. Yeah, and some people are wondering, when is this going to be? Someone wondering, this can't be real. I do like that one. Is this real? Because I wonder that myself. I wonder if this is real, because even though it's done on a the Spindleroo's conference or something. It's one of those where I wonder if this is real or not. Chuffed psychologist. Oh my god, I'm literally seeing this as I'm cosplaying John at a cosplay event. Holy heck, this is so rad. Knobs, they killed the unofficial Homestuck collection for this? Swag it. I know certain fandoms will be happy to see certain people working with others. Some people say that the video is too dark. There's a brightness setting that's wrong. Real being, I speak for everyone. I say we're all watching this. Yeah, so like I said, the community seems to be very all over the place. There are some that are super excited. There are some who don't think it's real. There are some who think it's real and don't like the fact it's real. There are some who will say, hey, this sounds great, but why did you do this when you didn't need to do this? Because that looks really wrong. But either way, I would love to know your thoughts below, but I ask you to please be civil. I'm someone who really do appreciate quite a lot those who worked on the unofficial Homestuck collection, and I am very, very happy that I was able to experience the story because of the work. So I want to make sure that the conversations are ones that, you know, we don't start blaming other people. We don't start, you know, attacking others. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be upset. But in the comment section, please keep it civil. And let us, as fans of Homestuck, let us all be able to talk about this in a way that is cordial and inviting to others. And if you're someone who has no idea what the heck Homestuck is, well, I was just like you not too long ago, so I do not blame you for having that sentiment. And if you have no idea what Homestuck is and you saw this video, I would love to know what you think of Homestuck. Is this something that you would want to watch? Like, when you see that trailer, do you say, oh, that looks pretty cool? Or do you see the trailer and go, I'm not interested? Because I am wondering if this is going to get new people who have never heard of Homestuck to dive into Homestuck. The best way I could say this is I am playing Super Robot Wars with Ace Zappa. And I'm playing Super Robot Wars with Ace Zappa, and in the journey of playing the game, I came across a character named Lelouch. I have no idea about Super Robot Wars. I'm a complete noob. And I've never heard of Code Geass. But after playing the game, I got really interested in Lelouch and Suzaku and Kallen and C2. I want to know more about them. So I started watching the Code Geass series on Crunchyroll. And I love it so far. It's amazing. So because I played the game, I want to learn more about it, so I start watching the anime. And I wonder if there are going to be people who start watching this anime and then go, oh, I really want to read this story. Now, hopefully this story will be available to be read, so that way you can enjoy it. But I am wondering if there are going to be people who say, because of this, I ended up reading the entire thing, and now I'm a fan because of the animated pilot. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Much love to you, my dear friends. I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing, awesome day. And until next time, as we continue our journey through Homestuck, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video and being the #1 YouTube community in all of YouTube. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear from you. And remember that you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. Always be true to yourself and never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.